Hello and welcome to My Retro Watches, and welcome to the very last episode of the 6309 giveaway. We've made it. We've got to the end. It's taken 3 months. I started this early August with the initial video announcement, and then I've had 9 videos, or 10 including this one, till we've got to the end. I've taken you through as much as I could possibly video. I think a few of you requested that very early on. You wanted to see everything, and that is exactly what I've tried to give you. And hopefully this is going to motivate some of you to perhaps try either some of the service works or perhaps even some of the case works that we've done for yourselves. Really pleased with the outcome of this. Well, the outcome of this series especially. This was originally to celebrate 5,000 subscribers. And as I'm speaking now, we've just turned 9,000 subscribers, which is just mind-blowing really, that more and more of you want to come in and watch my channel and enjoy the content I'm putting out. So thank you very much for that. It really does motivate me to continue to try and show you my my attempts at doing these sort of projects, the successes that I have, and maybe some of the failures that I have as well. So what do you think about the finished watch? Me personally, well, partly relieved that it's finally done and I'm happy with it. Sad that it's now come to an end as well, and totally amazed by the transformation. I've done quite a few restorations in my time, mainly for my own collection, which you can see on my website. If you ever wanted to go to my website, myretrowatches.com, you will see, certainly in the Seiko page, all of the Seikos, or most of the Seikos in my collection at the moment, and a lot of the ones that I've actually restored. It's what I really enjoy doing. I like taking something that's completely wrecked, people would disregard and throw away, and see if I can bring it back to life. You know, why a Seiko? Why a really cheap Seiko like this? It's not really worth anything. You could argue that, you know, what would I get for this if I was to try and sell it? I don't know, 40, 50 pounds, something like that. That's at a push, really. And with all the effort you put in, you certainly aren't going to get the reward, are you? But for me, it's just the achievement. I enjoy doing it, and I've really enjoyed trying to show you how I do it as well. So one of you guys is going to be the lucky winner. We're going to tell you at the end of this particular video how you can enter this particular competition, and then we'll run the competition for, I think I'll leave it open for a few weeks, maybe Sunday. I think Sunday the 8th, is it right? Sunday the 8th of December, something like that is when I will announce the winner. Now, I had to sort of show you the watch in that nice little montage at the start, in part because I would have made the thumbnail showing the watch, and I kind of felt that if I came in and showed you the work that I had to do first of all, then you would have already had a hint as to what the end result was, and I wanted to keep that a bit of a surprise. So I've reversed this video a little bit. So we'll cut to, in just a moment, the other remaining jobs that we had to do. So I had to fit the crystal, if you remember, and a lot of you wanted to see how that was done. So I fitted the crystal, and then we fitted the stem, got the stem to the correct length, got that working correctly, and then I put a new gasket on the back and sealed the watch up. Tested it, and it's running well. I don't want to wear the watch, to be fair, because whoever's going to own this has the chance to wear it. I might change the strap and just give it a quick real life test on the wrist, but it's been with me today, carrying around in my pocket actually, to charge it up. And at the moment we're cooking on gas, so we've got a little bit of a beat error of 0.3, which is a little bit out, to be fair. Amplitude at the moment is 225, which is rock steady, and it's plus 1 second a day. Now that is amazing accuracy, certainly given the state this movement was in right from the very start. I think you'll all agree it looked blooming awful. And you know, I think if I reflect back, you know, what actually have I changed in there? I haven't changed any parts that I can remember. Now, if I have and I can't remember, then obviously leave a comment below. But I don't think I changed anything in there other than the stem, really. That was the only thing that was broken, and obviously the crystal. But the rest of it was the main mechanics. We did have a problem where it wouldn't run properly, if you remember, and that was just because of the jewel setting wasn't seated correctly. So it's amazing that something in this condition that's been that beat up You can take the back off it, you can service the thing, and it will still run and give results that are absolutely astonishing given the abuse it must have had. And that is a true testament to the Seiko's engineering back in the 70s, that they can make something that's functional. It might not be the most prettiest movement in the world, but as a functional movement that can last. This thing is from 1971, if I've dated it correctly. So it's, you know, it's coming up to 50 years old. I mean, that is just insane. It's possibly been serviced in its life maybe once or twice, but it's had a lot of abuse, and yet it still keeps on going and churning out the numbers that anybody would be really proud of in any watch that they actually own. So marvelous stuff. I could talk about Seiko forever and how I find them amazing. A lot of my content is Seiko. While I'm talking about that, new content to come is not going to be Seiko. I have deliberately gone out and I have bought some different movements and watches to try and see if I can bring maybe some Swiss to the channel or something like that. So okay, with that in mind then, let's cut to the other parts of the video where I show you the what I did to bring it to its finished condition, and then I'll cut back at the end to tell you how you can enter the competition. Okay, so here we are, and looking at the case, and of course we've got to fit the crystal. It's a different camera angle because I just thought I'd see if I could try and fit everything in to do this. So I'm going to remove the case back first of all. I didn't realise I'd left that on. And we have the bezel, and we have where the crystal is going to go inside this aperture here. And the crystal I got, if you remember, was this one for Seiko from Stern Cruise. And these particular ones are what's called a tension ring. And basically, hopefully you can see that inside, there's a little metal ring inside, polished up quite nicely. And it fits under tension, so that will sit in here, will apply pressure to the top, which will force the crystal to go in, and the tension ring then expands and holds in place. And by using one of these as well, which is the correct crystal for this watch, although it is a remake, you don't need a gasket. I thought we did. It's been a while since I've done a tension ring, but then when I asked my friends in the Facebook group, they all promptly told me that I was mad and that you don't need a gasket at all, just fit that. So we need to press that into there, and then we'll need to press the bezel also into position. And the way we're going to do that is by using a watch press, and I just need to make sure that dust is to a minimum. The crystal I will clean better. I've got some finger cuts on just to be sure that I don't leave too many fingerprints. I tend to clean these with a glasses wipe. Obviously I wear glasses to read, and I've always got fingerprints over them, so I buy those little wipes and they're perfect. So I have got this watch press. I've got a few different ones, but I'll be using this one today. This is the cheapest one you can get on eBay or on the internet. They're probably about £10, and they're okay. I've had this one 2.5 years, something like that, and I've basically trashed it. In part really because it comes with a bag of these nylon parts, and they just get bashed around by me, and they also lose their thread because they've all got a hole. They're all supposed to thread onto this bit here, and with me taking them on and off all the time, they've kind of lost their threads, which is a bit of a problem really going forwards. Hence the reason I bought another set since, but I can't get on with that one either, so it probably looks like I'm going to go vintage and buy something proper. So we can use this set, and all you want to do is look for, first of all, the if you're going to buy something like this or got something like this, look for the one with a recessed aperture. You do get some that are flat on the top. That's not going to be good for this operation. The reason we got a recess is we need that to fit over the crystal enough. I'm trying to see if I could demonstrate. I don't want to put fingerprints on, that's a problem. Kind of like that. So you're pressing more on the outside rim as you're applying the force, and of course the press will generally put it in one direction, or consistent direction, should we say. So I'll just get this set up, and then we'll try and see if it will go on first attempt. Usually takes a bit of force, and they should hear a click. The click can sometimes be quite scary because it sounds like the thing's broken, but generally it is that it's gone into place. Okay, I've selected the right die, and I'm gonna just try and get that in some kind of position where I'm happy, and it's feeling excessively tight, but we'll see. And as you can see, because my threads are gone, the die doesn't like staying in place. However, it should still work just fine. And you heard that click, and you think it's broken, but it's not broken. It's in. It takes quite a bit of force. Just clean that up. Now, I guess good practice really would be also to have covered that in the watch press there as well. I've seen a lot of people do that. However, it is acrylic, so I can, if disaster happens, I can polish it out, but I did need to line it up. So I would recommend, guys, that you would buy probably a better watch press if you were going to do this a bit more often. So the crystal's in, as you can see, hopefully. I'm trying to offer that up to the camera. So perfectly happy with that now. Okay, we'll need a clean. The next thing to do is to press in the bezel, and we just have to repeat the procedure really. The thing is with the bezel, and I'm hoping I can see this and then show it you. So there's a little cutout. Not sure if my focus is getting it yet. So that's how you would then prise the bezel out, should you need to replace the crystal in later life. So you need to put that in a position where it's accessible and seeable. And I always think it should either be at the top or the bottom. And we've also got to take note that we've also got that little notch from the damage. So where we want to position that, given the crown is down here, so we could have it, so it's around here at 8 o'clock, or the alternative is to have it up there at about 2 o'clock, and I think 8 o'clock is probably better. So again, I'll just set that up and we'll try and press that into place. So I'll put the bezel in place, and as luck would have it, the die that I've just used, the opposite side is also another size, and that will fit perfectly to press this in. Now, it's been a while since I've put a bezel in. I'm not expecting to hear much in the way of noise because I don't think they particularly click in. It's just being pushed down, and I am applying quite a lot of force there, but already I can tell that that isn't going anywhere. And you can kind of tell by trying to look for that little knife gap. I can't really see my camera from this angle, unfortunately, guys, but hopefully you can see it. There's just enough showing, and that indicates that it's in properly. And then you want to just look at it going around to be sure that that's sitting nice, and it is. So that is as easy as that to fit a crystal in one of these, and we can now get a glimpse of again the finished case with a new crystal. All it needs now, of course, is the watch to be put inside, and then the stem to be fitted, and I think I've then just got to put the rotor on. That's it. So we'll get set up a different angle now to do the stem, and I'll just clean this up because I've got to put the movement in now. Right then, guys, so before we fit the stem, of course the way I've done this video this time, you've already seen the finished watch. I've only really just seen it for a few seconds, and it's a real moment of truth for me to see this, so I thought I'd just tell you about it now. I love it, I really do. Doesn't that look absolutely fantastic? You would never have thought it would have come out that good. It's almost bittersweet because I've now done all this, and of course I've got to give it away. But then I don't mind that really. I've restored lots and lots of watches. I've got tons in my collection, and as much as this one is very, very nice, no, it's definitely got to go. But man, does that look different to what it used to look, and I'm really super happy. Everything has come right now. The case finishing suits it. The dial damage that I caused, that I was really worried about, I can't really see it. So absolutely fantastic, really is. So anyway, I'll talk about that. Oh, well, I will have already talking about that because you'll be watching this almost the wrong way around. So we're going to fit the stem. Now there is obviously a method in fitting a stem. I haven't learnt that method, I will confess. I know it's all about measuring stuff. And my attitude right now is, let me just put the dust cover back on that and bring in the old and the new stem. So if you remember, hopefully you do, or maybe you didn't watch that particular episode, the crown here, it was bent. You can see it, it's bent upwards, and so was the end of the stem as well. So we've got a new one, and I got a new crown to go with it as well. And in theory, I think all we've got to try and do is to cut it pretty much the same size. Now I will go a little bit longer because I just like to play it safe, because we can trim it back, file it down a little bit, and try again. There is no other hard fast way of doing it. I mean, we just cut it with a pair of wire clippers, and I just use a little metal file here in order to take the burrs off the end so that the crown will thread back on. So at the moment I just need to find my pen, and I then want to have it generally in the right place. And I guess really what I could do is just get my vernier out and measure it, but I'm happy to cut it a bit longer because it doesn't take much to file a bit off. So I've got my mark, and I'll just cut that now. Okay, so I've cut the stem, I'll put it in a pin vise to do that, and I just want to finish filing the ends. And you want to try and take the burr off a little bit. And this does take a little bit of time, and then you just want to get the crown, and you'd thread the crown on. I'm not sure it's going to go on just yet. No. I just need to work on that a little bit more, just to sand it down a bit, and I'll cut back in just a sec. Okay, off camera there, I've got it to the right size now finally. It does take a few ins and outs to do it, and I just wanted to show you that I then use this, which is a thread locking glue, and I'm literally just going to put a little bit on the threads on the end, and that just helps it to be secure. So I'll let that dry off, and then we can put it into the watch. So the stem's now dry, and excuse my fingers at this stage, just want to put a little bit, oops, he drops it, a little bit of oil, which is D5, just on the stem, just to help it in its life. I tend to put a little bit on every flat that's on here, and that will just help it in the key. And that's it, pushed home. And then before we check that. We need to put the rotor on as well before we put the case back on. So it's out with the oil again. This time I'm just going to use a bit of Mobius 9010 and just try and oil a couple of those bearings in there, and that just helps keep the automatic working fine. Let's mop up the little bit of excess. I've done that completely freehand, so I can't I'd normally do that under the microscope, but it should be okay. And then if we just bring in the rotor. Now if you remember the first video, the rotor is not brilliant in its condition, but it is fully functional, and I haven't cleaned it up. I don't really want to take anything to it that might take some of the weight away from it actually. Just looking for my pegwood. There we go, that's lined up. Excuse the fingers. Okay. And then we're just checking so we can see the little ratchet is working, and I can see that's clicking over in both directions, winding the spring. So we know the rotor's absolutely fine. Another thing is I've got to find the gasket to fit there. I've only just remembered that. I have bought it, so I'm just going to dig that out. We'll grease the gasket up and put the case back on. Just if you're interested about gaskets, I thought I'd quickly mention it. So if you're choosing a gasket for something, there are 3 dimensions. These are the ones I get from Cousins, and they basically start here with the inner diameter, the outer diameter, and the thickness. Obviously I don't know what the thickness should be, but I've got a 0.5mm, and if I bring in the vernier and we're measuring, so we get 29.9, I've got a 29.2, so it's just a little bit smaller, but these are ones I've got lying around, and it will stretch. And then got some grease, and with these all we want to do, put the gasket in. The sponge is on the top as well, and that has grease, and we just give it some twists to apply it, and there we have one greased gasket. And then it will be a little bit of a fiddle. I have to use my fingers a little bit just to get that over, like so. And that's the gasket ready to go on the case back. So at this point we're practically done. Okay, finally looking at the dial yet again, and just to sort of prove, one click out will change the day and the date, as you can see, and then another one out obviously is going to change the time. Crown sitting as flush as I can get it, really. It's sticking out just a little bit, but then that's okay. I am really pleased. I'm kind of sad that it's all over in a way, that this is now complete, but usually when I'm at this stage I'll admire this for a day or two, wear it and enjoy it, and then look for my next project, because it's the doing of this that I enjoy just as much as the end product. So I'm really pleased. It's taken a lot of hours of work, as you can see, but I think if I wasn't filming it, then maybe it would be less. So that's the end of all the mechanical parts. Yes, I've got to choose a strap, but you will already know what strap I've chosen because you will have seen it at the start. So I'm going to leave this bit now, and thanks again. Right then, there you go. So you've seen how I managed to get it to this condition. I wonder what you think about the strap. Actually, I've chosen a nice leather strap here, which is a sort of rally sort of driving type strap. I think it complements the watch really well actually. I'm pleased again with the finish. Not so pleased with some of the brushing because of the pitting on the case, but then that's just my being a bit too perfect for my own liking. So how can one of you guys win this watch? That's what you all want to know. That's what you've watched the entire video for, is to find out how to enter. And it's very simple. All I want you to do is give this video a like, a big like please. It means a lot to me. Subscribe to the channel please. Hit the bell button so you're alerted to any new up and coming videos that I upload. Existing subscribers, please hit the bell button. Then you will know, again, you'll be able to tune in and watch my videos. I do need you to watch my videos because that's why I'm making them. Then I need you to leave a comment below. Be nice if you can. Tell me anything you want. Tell me what you like about my channel. Perhaps tell me what you like about this watch, or even tell me what you might like to see in the future. Who knows? But leave a comment below, and one comment per entry will be suffice. So don't try and do more. You can do multiple posts if you want to ask me questions and things, but you'll only be entered once into the competition. And then in a few weeks time, when I come to do the draw, I'll do a separate video where I'm going to bring in my guest star, which is my daughter, who's absolutely dying to do another giveaway. She was in the last one and she was hilarious. So she's all revved up and ready to pick the winner. Also going to have 2 runner-up prizes. I'm feeling quite generous, but I did mention it actually in the original video, and I've sort of changed my idea a little bit. 2 runner-ups can either win a t-shirt. I'll get you a t-shirt printed off and I'll send that to wherever you are in the world, or alternatively I could send you one of these assorted compartment trays. I can never say the word, compartmentalized. I've never been able to say it. Which might help you if you want to start watchmaking. A lot of people like these and they don't know where to get them from. Well, I do, and I'm quite happy to buy one of these and post it to anywhere in the world. The postage will be about 3 times the price of the actual thing itself. But, you know, it's a little gesture from me for you all, from subscribing and helping the channel along to where it is. If you want to support the channel, I've never really promoted myself particularly, but if you do want to support the channel, you can buy these t-shirts. There is a link below. I do get a kickback, of course, on that, which will be very nice. It'll help me to buy some more equipment or buy some more watches. Equally, I've got my tool links, which are on my website, and there's always a link below for those. And you can go on there. They're just Amazon links to various tools like the microscope, the timographer, and various bits and pieces. I've tried to take the agony away from being a newbie and not knowing what to buy, so I've chosen the things that I use or I would recommend, and that way you can pick through those things, buy them if you want to, and again I get a very small commission, but all the money that I am raising, which isn't a lot, does go towards the projects that I buy and I can bring to the channel, because it does take a long time to prepare these videos and make these videos for you, and I only want to do more and more and more. So I feel like I'm talking a lot, but I always am talking a lot, let's face it. Good luck. Thank you very much indeed for watching the entire lot of videos. I do suggest that if any of you are new to the channel and you're trying to enter the competition, please go back and watch as many as you can. I know there's 5 hours worth of content, and maybe you don't want to watch all of those one after the other, but I would love it for the winner to be somebody who really appreciates what this stands for and what this is. I know most of you are watch buffs, because you wouldn't be watching the channel, would you? Of course, but it'd be nice to know that the winner does appreciate this, and then they have a record of the entire watch restoration, which is fantastic really. I did this in my first giveaway, and a guy called David Hammond, all the way down in South Australia I think he was, or Southeast Australia, he won that, and he's now servicing his own watches. He's a regular to the channel, he's a regular now on the Facebook group as well, and that really makes me feel really happy that well, one, I get to see the watch again every time he does a wrist shot actually, but that's another story. So again, good luck. Thanks for watching all of these videos, guys. It's been great. It's been a really good journey for you and for me. I've astonished myself really. This is probably one of the worst that I've had to do, with one of the best results that I could have got, given how bad it was. So I'll see you in a couple of weeks for the announcement of the winner. So good luck, see you soon, thanks a lot.